There it is. Why, hello, everyone. Sorry, my thing went unmute. Hi. Hello. How are we
Howdy.
today? Happy Wednesday. We have a Rob.
Happy Wednesday ween.
Ooh. We'll take it. We'll take
hello,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Actually, you know what it is? It's Odin's Day. That's where Wednesday comes from.
Ooh.
Comes from Odin.
Smartest
go.
ass in the world.
Yeah, for some reason, the Judeo-Christian god
Nobody cares.
created
Nobody
the
cares.
week.
Nobody cares.
and
Not one
7
person.
days,
Nobody
and,
in there cares.
For some reason,
Just
they're
stop,
all
stop.
named
We have
after
questions. We have questions to answer.
Norwegian and
Shut up!
Avian god.
Shut up!
I just
All right. What a way to start. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm glad I pinned the message to the top of chat today so that people know that Rob is here too. So people, I hope, saw that and don't feel bad if they didn't say hello to Rob as well. But yes.
Heather, please tell the other person on Skype that I am not talking to them.
Oh,
How dare you speak to Chaplin that way?
This will be a really fun Q&A then. No, just kidding. Thank you all so much for this hype train that we have going. Level 4 already. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's get to the rules so that we can get to some of these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we may or may not have time for highlighted messages, but please do save your highlighting for the end of stream because if you highlight it now, I physically cannot scroll up and see it. Please not repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned. That kind of applies to bit messages, but not really. Just know that we do have a list. We just get really behind, sometimes up to an hour behind. Have some patience. We will get to it. It is very, very rare that it is actually missed. And in the case that it is actually missed, then maybe give bits again. Please watch the length of your questions. I've already seen a couple of huge paragraphs here, y'all, but the shorter and to the point, the better. The faster it is, the faster I have to read it, and the more likely we are to lose the point. So just short and to the point is better. That also kind of applies to part messages. Please, please, please don't make more than 3-part messages unless even 3 parts is kind of pushing it. You know, again, we lose the point, and it's just can be difficult to answer some of those questions. Maybe check to make sure that no one has asked the same question as you want to ask in chat. It's not that you'll get in trouble for that. It's just we feel bad if you're like the 4th person to ask Doug, what's next week's Nostalgia Critic? And we have to give you just the little leftovers of everyone else. We just feel bad that you've spent 100 bits on to be basically told we already answered that. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest stuff, so please, no spoilers. I think that's
God, all these rules. I thought this was America.
It is. It sure is, buddy. No. So I guess we'll get started here then.
Yeah.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug-a-line. Hello, other Heather. How are you two wandering souls doing today?
And other
Am I other Heather?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
you're the yeah, you're Heather and other Heather. And Chaplin's the black cat, so that makes sense.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Bob's Burgers just released a very sweet episode titled The Amazing Rudy. Have you watched it? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I'm behind on a couple things.
I hope it's better than the season premiere though, because that kind of sucked.
Oh, I like the season premiere.
No, are you talking about the Wild West one?
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm not a big. They do those like one a year, and I'm not a big fan of those. Where it's like, well, let's imagine or tell a story. And I'm like,
I like them.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of those.
No, I'm behind on that. I'm behind on Ahsoka as well. I still gotta watch the season finale. So yeah, a couple things to catch up on.
Oh, sorry, that Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, sorry, other Rob. I didn't see you there. How you doing?
I'm good.
It's the button eyes. It's hard to see out of them.
Yeah, it's true.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I remember your review of the Wicker Man remake with Nicolas Cage, but what did you think of the original with Christopher Lee?
I like the original.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I can't say it's like phenomenal, but like it's good. It's a good movie.
A Incarnati, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, have you seen Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven? I haven't, but I heard the theatrical isn't good and the director's cut is significantly better.
All right.
I don't know if I've seen the director's cut. I've seen the original, and like my friends and I just had this saying because they would say it all the time in the movie, which is just "God wills it." So whenever we were doing something stupid, we would just keep saying to ourselves, "God wills it."
But I've never seen it, but I will keep that in mind. If I ever do, I'll see the director's cut.
I also give directions like go to where they stop speaking Greek and start speaking Turkish, and then make a right where they start speaking Armenian or something. Like it was this long convoluted thing.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Mark Wahlberg and favorite performance of his?
Probably New Kids on the Block.
I like him. I think he's surprisingly versatile. Not like every performance is great, but I mean, I never feel like he's half-assing it. This is such a silly one, but my favorite performance, it's a toss-up between Fear, which is great. Boogie Nights is great, but also the other guys. I thought he was so funny in that. There's a scene where they keep tricking them into going to see this Broadway show. I forget what it is, like Jersey Guys or something like that. I can't remember. There's just a scene where they're watching it, and Will Ferrell, of course, looks delighted, but Mark Wahlberg just really looks like he's living out his second childhood. He's just. He looks so enchanted.
I love that.
I gotta go with The Happening. It is one of the funniest performances I've ever seen anybody give.
DJ Dr. Nasty, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Tina Fey performances.
Well, definitely I Can See Russia from My House.
Oh yeah, Sarah Palin.
That was so good. People still think Sarah Palin actually said that. Like that's how brilliant that was.
That I like her in Date Night, and
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about I feel like there's a voiceover role she did that I really like, but I'm blanking out, so I'll just say Baby Mama for now.
She's good on 30 Rock too.
The one she wrote and everything. Mean Girls.
Mean Girls? That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I adore Mean Girls though.
Yeah.
Oh, Soul. Chad is saying she has a voice in Soul.
Oh, I did like her in Soul, yeah.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, lovely people. Hey, Doug, would you ever consider reviewing Mirror Mask? Such a simple message in such a gorgeous movie. With the masks, I thought it was directed by Julie Taymor for the longest time. Yeah,
I like that movie too. It's got problems with it, but I do like it. I always had it down for a sorry, a little bit of the brain fog. Freak Show Cinema, and but it is one of those where I'm like, I just know nobody will click on this. So if I ever do it, it'll be in January or something like that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Catherine O'Hara performances.
Oh man, I do like her in
Home Alone.
I do like her in Home Alone. She's very, very good at it because she does both the comedy and drama very well.
She's fine as Sally, but I don't know if Mighty Wind. Yeah. Amazing in that movie.
Very funny. I want to say one of those other films, but I mean, the only other one that's coming to mind is maybe Beetlejuice. I'm not saying that's
she was really good at Beetlejuice.
She just kind of owns those roles. I don't know. When I think of her, I'm sure she's given better performance. No, fucking Schitt's Creek.
Oh my God, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I had some leftover pizza before stream started. Excellent.
Good for you.
Sailor Aaron, thank you so much for the 32-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. 32 months with awesome people at Channel Awesome. So glad to be hanging out with you guys. Keep up the amazing work you guys do. Also, my niece will turn 7 months old this Friday, and next Wednesday is my birthday.
Well, happy early
congrats
birthday.
to both.
Elite Gamer, thank you for the 14-month subscription. Welcome back. Hello, Heatherline, Other Doug, and Other Rob, and of course, Other Chaplain. Another great video today. Doug, love that the studio is back. Now, because we are Halloween month, I was wondering if you are ever going to cover Scary Godmother 2 or any other Halloween movies. As always, please keep up the amazing work, and because of my excitement for next week, Spider-Man 2, bitch! Poof.
Yeah, that's right. Anyone that didn't hear, I'm not going to be here Friday, but next Friday we're going to start playing Spider-Man 2. So really excited for that. And I don't know, maybe I'll get to that other Scary Godmother because I didn't think the first one did well enough to warrant doing the sequel, but a lot of people ask about it, so maybe I will.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. A24 or Blumhouse?
A24, but Blumhouse does. They do some good stuff too.
I would say A24.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 1 of 2. Great review today. I love Coraline, both the book and the movie. It's fascinating to know the adaptation changes that were made, like making the other mother look somewhat normal towards the beginning. In the book, she already looks scary, and this will be continued. Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. I made a list of cartoons that I know of, and I actually put Wallace and Gromit in a list called cartoons, but it not says literally everyone but me stop motion reference.
Well, so there's that.
What was that?
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. For the MCU's X-Men reboot, which villain who isn't Magneto do you think the team should fight first? I would personally start with Mastermind.
Maybe I'm trying to think of one that'd be like a good introductory villain, but would still be okay. So 2 I've always wanted to see, and I never got to see. Omega Red, I think is awesome, and then Sinister, I think is so cool. I really want to see Sinister, and then I don't know, maybe for Yucks in one movie, just give one to Mojo just to see what the hell they do.
I deciphered what Smash Ultra was trying to say. They put Wallace and Gromit into a list called cartoons, but everyone else says it's stop motion.
Oh, it's animation. It counts.
It's animation. It's just a different type of animation.
Yeah. Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2 of 2. Wyborn wasn't even a character in the book. He was created just for the film. In the book, Coraline sets up a tea party trap to capture the other mother's hand. Coraline is also a lot more suspicious of the other mother in the book.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And like Neil Gaiman says, like, he thinks Coraline's probably the best adaptation of his work out there. So he was actually for most of the changes.
Classic HLP, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, loved the video and so glad you finally reviewed Coraline. There is one detail that I found recently about the movie. When Coraline is given the cake that says welcome home, the letter O in home is double loop, while the O in welcome only has one. In the art of calligraphy, one loop of an O isn't truthful, while double loop means it's a lie. So looking at the cake, while her being welcome is true, she's not truly home.
What? Holy shit!
What a detail.
Wow.
That's some next level shit. Holy fuck. That's insane. Wow.
Can't say I would have noticed that.
Yeah, but very interesting.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your plans for a Halloween fanscription? Could we maybe get a hint for what's to come?
Well, let me tell you, I don't know. Don't ask Walter.
I don't know if Walter's, I think because of Twilight Tober Zone. Well, maybe he is. I don't know. He hasn't talked to me about it, so.
Luke, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug, Robin, Heather. What are all your ultimate guilty pleasures? Mine are the Chucky movies. Gonna watch the TV show tonight.
You know, I just saw one. I forgot how much I love this one. Sleepaway Camp is fucking amazing. And there's legit really good things in it, but it's clearly like a schlock B horror film kind of thing. But man, is it entertaining. It's so much fun.
I say, like, honestly, like every Halloween, like I will watch Hocus Pocus and Sleepy Hollow at some point. And both of them, I don't think are like really quote unquote good movies, but there's something amazing about them.
Absolutely. Oh, what my guilty pleasure movies are movie musicals like Moulin Rouge, High School Musical, stuff like that.
Greatest Showman. We always say Greatest
Showman. Love that. Love that nonsense. Hell of a Bluey, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do Disney Semper on 102 Dalmatians and maybe X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past, but definitely 102?
I'll get around to it. So I've never seen it, but it is one of those where I actually like the first one okay, so like it'd be interesting to see what they do with the second one. The X-Men, probably not, especially because they've done so many nostalgia critics on them.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Disney Sembers for both The Princess Bride and Big. Both are technically owned by Disney now.
I forget. Yeah, okay, are those Fox? Is that what those are, I guess? Maybe one year I'll do like past Fox movies or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Why watch porn? Just watch The Actress and Coraline.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Now I'm trying to think, like, was there a joke I did in there? Maybe there was.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
blank out already.
The two ladies living.
Oh, that's right.
for-
The two older ladies. That's right.
Yeah,
That's-
King
yes,
King
okay.
Lear,
I
Leer.
guess I was thinking of the older mother or the other mother. I was just like, wait a minute, where was it? When was that erotic?
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, they said the British ones from the theater scene.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a theory about Coraline. It's pretty stupid, but kind of interesting. I don't want this message to be too long, though, so I'll share it another message. Great.
Okay.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 150 bits. Have you ever considered talking about controversies in films, film studios, or the producers with a troubled history to editorial NC episodes?
There's already so many of them. I feel like the trouble history of blank and stuff like that.
I mean, we could have done a whole video on
Yeah.
the forming of Leica. We had a long discussion about that. It's like, do you
No,
want to do that
I
or just
did.
stick with?
That's one of the reasons I did that whole intro with the other studio and stuff. I was going to dive much more into it, and then halfway through writing it, I'm like, this is a real bummer. I'm like, I don't know if I want to like spend this much time on it. So I called up Rob, and yeah, he was like, I would scrap it. I'm like, yeah, okay, so I'll make a little joke and then, go away from there. But
It would have to be its own video.
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
it just can't give this just going on and on.
Yeah, so I cut that out, but or trimmed it down, I should say. But yeah, I don't think that's for me. But usually when I talk about a movie, sometimes I'll bring up a little bit of the history of it. So I guess that's about.
Sorry, I forgot to turn a certain scare alert off, and it just really
Oh,
freaked
wow.
me out. That's right. It was a $10 one, which is the same as the 1,000-bit one, so it was the like, sorry, scared me. You got me. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I'm so excited for you to experience the power of the PlayStation 5. The DualSense controller takes gaming immersion to the next level. The subtle and detailed vibration and the resistant triggers, you will feel so much more detail from the games you play on it.
Yeah, it's fine. I got it, but I just haven't had time to, put together or anything. So, yeah, Spider-Man 2 might literally be the first game I play on it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the show Mike and Molly?
I only saw a little bit of it. I remember liking it okay for what it was. I mean, just kind of a corny little comedy.
I had never seen it.
Spooky Elephant, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, please tell me that in all the Halloweens you've been through, you went as a zombie at least once. Come on, Rob Zombie, Walker Dead. It's 2 puns for the price of 1.
I was going to say, I think we did go as walkers from The Walking Dead. I think we did that once.
Well, I got this year's Halloween costume.
There you go.
Seems pretty easy now that I think about it.
DJ Wall 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Really love that you reviewed Coraline this year, and there's one detail I noticed when seeing the picture of YB's grandma and her sister. In the picture, we see her sister holding the doll, smiling happily, and the other girl is looking quite disturbed at the doll, which makes me think that she knew about the other world and saw through its facade and tried to warn her sister about it.
Maybe there was so much trivia about the movie. And even some that I feel like I didn't see. Like, I never saw anyone point out the 3 faces of the kids on the wall, the 3 silhouettes. And I'm like, is that the 3 kids that she already got to and stuff like that? So, yeah, like I said, it's one of those movies where there's so many cool little details. And yeah, even that one, I didn't quite notice.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for all 3. Now that you both... Now that both have been out for some time now, which film do you prefer, Oppenheimer or Barbie?
For me, Oppenheimer. But,
Oppenheimer.
but I will... I've opened
no, but
up.
I know that we were big into the Barbenheimer thing, but it's kind of apples and oranges, guys.
But I will say this. I think when I reviewed it, I leaned a little bit towards negative, but I was like, but a lot of people like it. And now it's like, when I do a nostalgia critic of it, I might actually go in and change the Rotten Tomatoes score and change it to a recommendation, because I actually do think it works for what it's trying to do.
Which do you like better? Schindler's List or the Simpsons movie? Like, it's just, you can't really compare
I like
them.
Simpsons List.
Okay.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Forrest Gump.
Maybe. I love to do a video when I get back to doing kind of these.
I did always feel that movie was a bit overrated, I'm not going to lie.
When I get back to doing kind of these Doug Rambles or Doug Rants, whatever videos, I love to do one about playing people. Oh, I'm blanking on the term. I just put it in a review too. It's not special needs, but something else. But you know what I'm talking about, actors that play roles like that. And when is it right? Is it right? When does it feel genuine? When does it feel phony and stuff like that? And to me, Forrest Gump is like that, a perfect middle of both, where it feels very gimmicky and manipulated, but it also does feel very genuine and heartfelt at the same time. So that's like the ultimate balancing act for me. So I'll probably do that there. I don't know if I'll do an NC on it. But I think a video just
we're all
talking about
thinking
that in general
Tropic Thunder right now, right?
would be
Like
a
that's the first thing that I like.
Well, but I feel
What
like
was the movie, the fake movie, that Special Jack or something?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
feel like
that was the poster child of like what they were talking about. That kind of Oscar bait.
See, I feel like it was more the movies after Forrest Gump, though. Like I Am Sam.
Oh no, I Am Sam.
Like
Well,
that,
and I believe that Special Jack or whatever they're talking about, it was like that was aimed at I Am Sam.
Yeah.
Or I think The Other Sister is another one I remember from around that era, where it's just a little like ugh.
It's an interesting topic. I'd love to do a video just talk about it. I'll probably address it there.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. One of these Disney Decembers, could you look at the old Miramax films since Disney used to own them?
Did I not do Oh, maybe I didn't get Miramax in there. Okay, actually, that's not a bad idea. All right, because I think I have the theme for next year's ready, but it's like, yeah, I don't think I did Miramax. That's not a bad idea. I wrote that down, so I don't forget.
Now, do we want to dive, like we were going to do with Leica, dive into the Weinstein thing if we do Miramax?
Probably not.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for the Blumhouse horror movie Night Swim?
It's okay, so full confession here. When I saw Jaws as a little kid, I was afraid to go into the water. And I mean literally a swimming pool. So there is something in a kid's imagination of you close your eyes underwater. It's like, is there a whole other kind of like world there? Is there a monster in the pool or something? So on a very basic level, I was like, kind of like that idea. I don't know if this looks good, but
I agree. And I thought the trailer was a good little teaser to that and played with kind of the creepiness of it. Because you don't think about anything creepy in a swimming pool and stuff.
I would have opened my eyes. That girl like, Marco, I said Marco. I was like, well, fuck him. Just open your eyes.
Yeah. And real quick, disabled is the term, because I had to look it up. I was writing a review, and it is not special need. It is disabled. So just I was trying to think of the term, but brain fog and stuff like that. So I did look it up.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 1 of 2. The theory is Coraline never actually made it back to her real world. It's shown twice in the film how she teleports back to the real world through sleep, but she never falls asleep after the other mother asks her to join her world. And there'll be a part 2.
Okay.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Wow, what a coincidence that last night I watched Coraline and then tonight's review was Coraline. I absolutely loved it, both the movie and the review.
Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people watch it.
Oh,
Still, quite coincidence.
we had a hard time taking down notes because we were just so wrapped up in the movie. It's hard to make jokes.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Air?
That's the one that just came out.
Yeah, the Michael Jordan Nike.
I liked it. I got a little, I don't know, collar tugging when they were showing, when he makes the big speech at the end, and some of the things it cuts to, like including people passing away and stuff like that, something about that didn't feel right to me. But I thought just about everything else in it was pretty interesting, and it kept my attention. I like they never showed Jordan either. I thought that was a very clever touch.
Hated that so
See, I thought
much.
that
It
was so clever.
distracting.
I thought it's not about him. It's like it is. It's about the folks. It's about it's almost him as a prop. You don't actually see him either. See, I think it'd be more distracting if you saw what he looked like.
No, I hated. I thought the movie was okay. But that aspect of it, I hated. It kept reminding me of Austin Powers, where they're trying to hide his dick or something. It's like, what clever way are they gonna not have him in the shot this time? I'm like, it's so distracting.
I thought it worked okay.
I found it more distracting than if they had just hired some actor that looked like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for Rob. Have you watched the show Only Murders in the Building? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I have not gotten around to that yet. Doug, have you seen it?
I saw the first season. It was good. I haven't seen the other 2 seasons. I hear it's good. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, it's just one of those, I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's a good fall show. If you're going to start it now while fall is going.
Okay. Well, I'm still getting through all of What We Do in the Shadows, so.
Yeah.
Nice. Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you finish No One Will Save You 2023? And if so, what are your thoughts?
It's funny. I got about halfway through it and I was liking it, but my wife got really bored, so we stopped. So I will finish it later. But the reason she got bored is a very good reason. Everything about it is depending on it feeling very realistic, and the aliens are very fake looking, like laughably fake looking. And that's a huge problem. But everything else about it is really interesting and good. But it does heavily, there's literally no dialogue in the movie, so it heavily relies on it feeling like you're really there and everything. So that is a major problem. It's a legit problem, but I still want to finish it.
Dillbum, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Billy Madison?
I'm not a big Billy Madison guy.
That's the one where he goes back to school, right? That's the first.
Yeah, I do love that speech at the end of it, and we are all dumber for having sat here and listened to this.
Yeah, there's like a handful of good moments in it, but
I'm more of a Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, I think is funnier.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Rob. What does the chart say about your performance as an actor in your brother's YouTube channel?
The chart says, hold off a bit.
Luke, thank you for the 100 bits, and we're just gonna have to shoot through these because they have 3 of these, this or that. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Tupac or Biggie?
I'll say Biggie.
Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Beatles.
Are
we each gonna have controversial choices?
I'll say Beatles. I just always hate saying Beatles because it's just a boomer catnip. It's like, you always gotta say Beatles.
Hell of a Bluey, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever do a top favorite animated films and shows?
I mean, I did like a top 10, 20, whatever, like favorite shows a long time ago, and they included animation. But I don't know, maybe I could update it at some point.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. Got an idea for Despicable Me films. Have them switch new main characters like El Macho and Balthazar Brat, but still keep the minions because I really hate villain movies always ends with a good ending. Laziest ending ever.
That is always something when it's like, you're going to see it from the villain's point of view. I'm like, all right, so tell me when they turn good at the end. But not too good. They're still causing trouble, but they're good.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Haunted Mansion 2023? And if so, thoughts?
Not yet. That's another one I gotta catch up. I know it's on Disney Plus, so I will definitely watch that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. 2009 was a pretty big year for Keith David to do 2 animated films that year, being The Cat and Coraline and a great Disney villain, Dr. Facilier, Shadow Man from This Princess and the Frog.
Oh, and his voice is so amazing in both.
It is, yeah. I mean, his voice is always amazing.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Death Becomes Her in 1992? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Oh, one of my favorite dark comedies. One of my favorite Bruce Willis performances, too. Actually, everybody in that
Everyone plays against type. Yeah.
Perfect.
And it got really bad reviews when it came out, which the only thing I could figure is maybe they thought it was trying to show off the effects too much, which is fair. But I mean, like, I don't think it ruins the movie. That's why very, very funny.
It's because critics are stupid, except for the ones on YouTube.
Obviously.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Since I've asked the opposite last time, I'll bring this question back. What are some good books, folk tales, and fairy tales you've read that Disney has not adapted into a movie?
I mean, Jack and the Beanstalks, pretty classic.
Baba Yaga. A lot of Eastern European ones, I feel.
I mean, they adapted it, but I'd love to see Disney do like Jungle Book, like actually sticking to the actual text. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Chanticleer they were gonna do, but then Tom Bluth picked it up and turned that into a Rockadoodle,
right?
Which turned out great. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's actually all the Tom Bluth ones like Thumbelina and stuff like that. There's a couple good ones.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite character from a movie you otherwise hate? And who is your least favorite character from a movie you otherwise love?
The one that popped in my head in that Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the pudgy best friend, I thought was great in that.
Yeah.
And a character I hated in a good movie. Let me see. I'm blanking. My brain fog's stopping me. Can you think of one, Rob? I'm totally blanking.
in a good movie.
Yeah, back character in a good movie.
God, somebody we would have hated in a movie we liked.
Oh, you know what? Because something came in my head. I saw this person's face. I was trying to remember. So it's not a movie. It's a miniseries. It's a fantastic miniseries. But sadly, this actress wasn't that great. It was in Children of Dune. The grown-up Arya, I think. Alia was sadly not that great. And everyone else in the special was phenomenal. It's a really fantastic special. It was like the one thing where and it's not like she's trying to bomb it or anything. It's a performance that didn't work. It's always like, oh, because it's like the most interesting, juicy character.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2 of 2. It's even shown in the film that the other mother has the power to give herself real-looking eyes when Coraline goes back to save everyone from her. I don't believe this theory, but I find it fun and interesting.
Well, you could always say, like, she carried her through the door and stuff. You know, she goes to sleep, but she, could just be carried through the door and stuff like that. So I think there's ways around that.
Cameron, thank you for that 23-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Hey, Doug, will you be doing any more NC reviews, Casper related?
The only reason I don't is because I know I'd have to bring back the animation on him. And I'm older. It takes more time to do that. I don't know how I would do it or make time to do it. So probably not.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, 1988? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I've only seen clips of it. I've never seen the full movie.
I've never actually seen the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe we should actually sit down.
I was like slightly kind of too young when that came out. I would have been like 9.
Yeah, I remember seeing the poster and just being like, well, what? I remember like recognizing the lady with like, the big hair and the black dress and stuff like that. But I'm like, what is that? So yeah, I've seen clips. It looked bad, but I have not seen the film, so I should probably give it a chance.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever watched any of the French and Saunders comedy skits?
No, I know who they are, and no, but they weren't. They both weren't in Absolutely Fabulous, were they? That was just Saunders, I think. So I know who she is. I don't think I know who the other one is as much, but I should, because Saunders is great. Absolutely Fabulous was great, so I should probably check out more of their stuff.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it Rob or other Rob?
It's me.
It's me, other Rob.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you should know that Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai are the same story. The difference is Z Kai cuts out the needless filler and non-canon stories, significantly reducing the episode count, basically the equivalent of the Star Wars Special Edition. To me, that's the definitive way to watch the story.
All right.
Oh, so it's on Netflix's One Piece. This cuts out all the filler.
Yes.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Now it looks like we have Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, all but confirmed. Who would you guys like to see play Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm?
I don't know the comic well enough to make choices on it.
I'd say Reed Richards. I would do Stephen Colbert, because that's pretty much what he did in Venture Brothers anyway.
Nice.
He'd be he might be a little older now. A little too old to play that, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. Venture Brothers, that did it was very easy to see him in the outfit, the stretchy outfit and everything.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, another great detail in the movie is when the cake spells out welcome home, there's a double loop on the O in home where there's a single loop in welcome. I heard the double loop is a symbol of when a person is lying, while Coraline may be welcome. She certainly isn't home.
So we've heard.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Rob, if you can't behave in chat, I'm going to call your father and Heather will give you detention.
But he started it. He did with the.
I didn't start it. You did.
No, he started it. He's just
Dad.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Just a thought out of curiosity, but were you aware that Disney almost did an adaptation of Jack and the Beanstalk called Gigantic, but got quietly canceled? I'd love to see it, and would a topic like top 11 canceled movies be a good NC episode?
Nobody would watch that. I know they wouldn't, but I did hear about that Gigantic.
Who kind of likes Mickey and the Beanstalk. I mean, it's perfectly serviceable as a Jack and the Beanstalk story.
I like that one, but I remember what it looked like.
And one of the best Donald Duck freakouts in
it. They only had one production drawing of it, so you got Jack, and then it looked like you had the giant, but then it was like I think it was like the giant's daughter, like a little girl or something like that. I thought that's kind of a fun twist on the idea, like you're trying to, it's very Gulliver's Travels, where you're trying to like, talk about, important things going on, but the little kid just wants to play games and stuff like that. Clearly he's a lot bigger than you. Like, I thought that was kind of a fun idea, and you could see it be funny and also emotional and stuff like that. So it's a shame they didn't go that route, but I don't know. I feel like that was smart enough they could still do something with that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm gonna mess up this name pronunciation, I always do. I like Ke Huy Quan. He's an amazing actor, but I'm worried that studios will abuse his star power by casting him in every little thing because he's a hot commodity. I hope he's used sparingly in project, otherwise it's less special if you see him in almost every movie or show. What do you think?
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Because like the same thing kind of happened with the Stranger Things kids. Like after a while, I'm like, okay, I don't need to see Finn Wolfhard in everything. I have no problem with any of the people from Stranger Things. It's just after a while, though, the overexposure, you're just like, are there no other child actors out there?
I will say this because he's been kind of out of the limelight for so long. I mean, I know he's still been acting, but like, I really mean the spotlight was not on him. I think he's earned a little overexposure.
Yeah, let him have his moment.
And that's kind of my thought. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said, like anyone, you can get too much of a good thing. But I don't know, because we haven't seen too much of him. There's a big gap in between what we remember about him. I'm down to see what he can.
I'm fine with him having his moment, but cast him in good things. That's the worry. Yeah. That if you just cast him in everything, it's just going to be like every crappy little movie, and it's just like, no, I want to see him in good stuff because I don't want to sit through a bad film.
Yeah.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Sin City films.
I've thought about it because I really do love those movies. I'll probably do it at some point. There's a couple I have written down where it's like, I love these movies and I kind of want to do something different with the reviews, but then a part of me is like, just review it as they are, just do the usual format and just do it well. That might be enough.
Spooky Elephant, thank you for the 100 bits. NC-themed Halloween decoration idea, a headstone that reads, "Here lies Doug Walker, cause of death, not trying Wilkins coffee."
Or just Wilkins. Either works.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi everyone, I love Mary Poppins. Doug, you said the greatest scene is when Mr. Banks is walking to the bank about to lose his job, but I actually think another important scene just before when Britt is explaining to Mr. Banks, though he's got good intentions, his children ain't going to be young forever. Thought that was so well done.
It's so funny because I was thinking, like, honestly, the only scene I like better than that is when Bert's like talking to him, like, earlier, right before that scene, and like this person just mentioned it.
Well, and and we're even saying it wrong. He isn't talking. That sounds weird, but it's like he's singing, and the way they do that musically, I still remember that spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. Like the melody is so soothing and so like it's explanatory, but in a comforting way.
It's a weird guy moment with two characters that have not interacted. I think that's the only time they interact. It's like he's as far as we know Bert, but as far as this guy's concerned, he's some random stranger.
Yeah, no, it is a really good moment. I agree.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I've recently started to watch some of your old reviews. Some did not age well, and I do enjoy your cartoonish freakouts. Are there any planned reviews coming up where you can bring back Screaming Doug?
I mean, did you see Doug right now? He did not age well.
Oh, man. Wow, Rob. Shots fired.
I'm going to cough on you and give you the shingles so bad, man. But no, honestly, probably not because my voice is going. That sounds bad. Like I'm not going to have a voice. It's not that. But like, particularly like the high-pitched screams, and if I was supposed to be like, what else going on? Like, it's sounding like impressions of me now. It's sounding like the Oni impression, honestly. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's from so many years of doing it, where I kind of knew I had to change the format a little bit. Also, as I get older, I like kind of the more snarky NC. I think that's a little bit more fun. Like I said, times do change, and I think you should if it makes sense, change with it. But yeah, I mean, but we'll see. I'm sure there's stuff I can still get angry about.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What was the scariest scene in Coraline for both Rob and Doug, and also Heather? It's been too long. I really can't remember specifics. I'm sorry. But Doug and Rob?
When she transforms into Michael Jackson. And I'd say when that door is like getting closer, when she's like, "No, I'm gonna die without you," and that door just goes thunk 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 thunk, like it's very visceral.
Yeah, that's that scene. Then the other is just something about when the friends in the picture at the button eyes like, "Hey Coraline, where's your button eyes? Well, don't you want to be part of the crowd?" There's something about when someone is talking so friendly about something that's so awful and trying to act like, "Oh, it's just a normal thing."
And they're so brainwashed, like it's very Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, I don't know. Stuff like that is just really creepy to me.
Luke, thank you for the 100 bits. I like to think Doug is doing sign language when you give directions, Heather. Just really bad at that.
What I mean, like when I talk like this.
Yeah, that you're trying to do sign language.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. Yeah, just it's hand puppets, clearly.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I was watching a podcast where people were debating the best writer between William Shakespeare and Dr. Seuss. Both have stood the test of time, and if you look it up, Dr. Seuss actually has some incredible quotes. What do your guys take as the best writer between them?
I mean, and you know how much I love Dr.
It's
Seuss.
No contest. I mean, Shakespeare could not have written Green Eggs and Ham, so Seuss.
I mean, it's Shakespeare. I wish I could sort of do the contrarian thing and be like, well, Dr. Seuss actually, but it's like, no, we wouldn't have Seuss if it wasn't for Shakespeare. His stuff has so many layers. Seuss's has a lot of layers to it too, but Shakespeare has so many more layers to it, and an even bigger library of good stuff to choose from. Yeah, I wish I could be the contrarian and be like, well, actually, but it's like, no, it's Shakespeare.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you guys familiar with Alan Partridge? As a Brit, I'm always fascinated by which of our shows make it over to the pond. Make it over the pond, rather.
Man.
Familiar.
Yeah, hold on.
I know this guy. Why do I know this guy?
Sounds very familiar.
If you see him, you'll recognize him, but I don't know what I've seen him from. Like, I think he was in Tropic Thunder and a few other stuff. Like, we've seen him in a lot of bit parts over here, but I remember liking him. I look at this guy and I think man, I remember really laughing at this guy, but I do not remember what he's from. So I guess that's a half yes.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Secondhand Lions?
No, I never saw that all the way through. Everyone just said it was meh. Like just some likable actors, but that's kind of about it. And I believe them. It doesn't look like something I need to really rush out to see.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. This one's for Rob. What's your favorite role in Nostalgia Critic?
Ooh, I do like Santa Christ, but I hate that freaking beard. I actually no, it was Ralph Bakshi.
Mm-hmm. Which is another beard one.
Yeah, but it's a different, the white Santa beard, that keeps getting stuck, in my throat. But the Bakshi one doesn't do that. I don't know. The guy's just sort of a personal hero of mine, and just he's so freaking funny just in real interviews. Just doing that Philly voice. I mean, how can you not get enough of the guy?
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know it's been a while since you've done a Freak Show Cinema, but I think a great one to do it for would be Making Fiends. I know it's a show and not a movie, but the episode could fit the length of a film and has a following that's worth looking into.
We'll see. The past couple haven't done that great. Well, and maybe that's proof because the Pee-wee movies was a Freak Show Cinema, and you're like, it's been a while. Well, it was only been a couple weeks, so maybe it shows how often they're viewed. But I mean, I've heard good things about it, but yeah, I'll at the very least try to check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the most recent Bob's Burgers movie?
It was fine.
Do they mean the movie or the show? I mean, I guess if they say movie. I did Disney December on it. I thought it was a little underwhelming, but it's, like Rob said, it's fine.
I'm not big into the musical side of it, so a bunch of songs, I was like,
They're specifying episode, not movie. They did
episode.
They meant episode.
The most recent episode.
Yeah,
the first episode I thought was a little underwhelming this season.
Yeah, fatigue hit me really bad the past couple days, so I'm trying to catch up on work again. Like I said, there's several shows I haven't caught up on because of it.
Kind guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I think someone said it best a few weeks ago. It's very unfair to judge Superman 4 because of its incomplete film. 45-minute cut, it's never going to work.
I think it's more than that, but
I think it's kind of it's stupid on top of the fact that it's unfinished. The plot didn't do much for me. Like on multiple levels, I'm kind of like, eh.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm up to 41 new releases that I've seen this year. Recently added to my list are Haunted Mansion, Totally Killer, The Boogeyman, and No One Can Save You.
I just saw Boogeyman. You can probably skip that one if you haven't seen it.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. There are a lot of bad movies that are remembered more than good movies. That is tightly written. What are some of your favorite bad movies that you remember?
What was the one with frying the Coke?
Double Team, I think.
Double Team. At least the last 20 minutes of that movie were amazing.
Sleepwalkers is hilarious.
Sleepwalkers is great.
We just saw, so I can't say the whole thing is enjoyable, but a lot of the Stephen King movie we watched this year was pretty funny.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what's the next Disney show that you're watching for Disney-cember?
Unintentionally, I find myself watching one because my wife's just wanted to watch it again. And I'm like, maybe I'll do a review of this because I was always curious to watch it. She's watching Boy Meets World again because she grew up with that show. And I only saw a little bit of it, and then suddenly it was like, Hey Arnold, it's this show that like defined a generation, and I completely missed it. So it's fun watching that and catching up on it. And I'm like, maybe I'll do a Disney-cember of that.
Now you need to watch Girl Meets World.
Clearly.
And complain that the show doesn't feel aimed at you, a 40-year-old adult.
I'll say this, because I haven't seen Girl Meets World, but I heard like that thing about like, well, yeah, come on, Boy Meets World was pretty was clearly aimed at kids too, and that's what this is and stuff like that. They are right. There's a lot of stuff in that show that works and everything, but this is clearly a kid show first. I mean, 100%. Which is not to say there isn't stuff for adults in it, but it 100%.
I had no desire to watch Girl Meets World because I didn't even watch Boy Meets World. I was in college when I was running, so
yeah.
Sorry, Thief Guy, I don't often answer the questions. I know you asked me to answer as well, but like we're still 45 minutes behind, and I don't I generally think people want to hear from Doug and Rob. I guess a bad movie that I remember, I don't even know. I can't even think because I'm sorry. I'm looking at the next question. I'm sorry. Darth Payne, thank you for the 100 bits. I do appreciate you wanting to include me.
Greatest Showman. Let's say Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I do love that kind of stuff. Darth Payne, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, welcome back to the studio. After watching today's Coraline review, I just thought if you didn't review the Cornetto trilogy already, can you please? It's for the greater good.
The greater good.
So I did like a Things You Never Knew video on it. Yeah. I guess I never talked about it. I kind of remember talking about it as a trilogy, like within there. So I don't know. We'll see, because they are fun to talk about.
Luke, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Rob, will you ever bring back sibling rivalry or real thoughts? Sorry, that was my Skype making a noise too, not yours.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Maybe sibling rivalry, like bring him in on a review or two or something like that. But real thoughts.
I'd rather bring back real thoughts, but
oh, that's fine. No, because real thoughts, I feel like we're just actually kind of doing with the NCs. We're just turning our opinions up a little louder, but it's pretty much our thoughts now.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. When is the next awesome comics and coffee stream? I'm curious on your thoughts on Ahsoka and the beginning of Loki season 2. I think the next one we have scheduled is not until the Marvels, so not until November. Nothing came out. Bat Dance, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I ended up showing my dad some of your Batman 89 review, and it made him smile. So thank you so much for that. It's both mine and his favorite comic book film.
Oh, well, thank you for watching it. Yeah, I love it so much.
The Bat! Oh, come on.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of which, have you seen Totally Killer? It's basically Back to the Future meets Scream, and it's a lot of fun. It's on Prime if you're interested in checking it out.
Okay, because I saw the trailer and it didn't do much for me, but hearing that now, hearing a recommendation, and maybe I will check it out.
I'm going to write that one down if it's on Prime.
Yeah, it's free on Prime.
DJ Dr. Nasty, thank you again for the raid. Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Here's a very important question. Would it be a terrible idea to go back to funny, lighthearted Batman content straight out of the Silver Age? I wouldn't necessarily say I hate the current tone of the franchise. Wait, no, I am.
I can't say I hate it, but I know what you're talking about. That might be what James Gunn is trying to do, because isn't he trying to do like a Batman Brave and Bold movie or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for something. I don't need it to be light, but I'm okay with it being lighter. I'm okay with that because we've had the dark stuff, the dark heavy stuff much.
I don't want to bring back the Adam West kind of Batman.
I don't want to go that far, but
let's inject some camp.
You know, like kind of like what Spider-Verse is doing. They can do something like that with Batman. I think that'd be fun.
Well, I will say the post Nolan, or post Burton and Schumacher, there has not been any camp. And I could use a little more. Like the Burton films, the first two are pretty campy.
The animated
dark as they are.
The animated series has a little bit. Obviously, the Schumacher ones do, but they're not good.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. David Tolmason is so underrated. Played in three top Disney films. Which was his best role, do you think? I actually loved him in Herbie. Was just so funny.
Oh, I love him in Herbie.
Get me out of here! You know, Rob, that's a good question. What do you think he's better as, Mr. Banks or Mr. Brown in Ben Nods and Broomsticks? That's a really good question.
My argument is always that comedy is underrated and sometimes harder. I would say Mr. Brown. Like Mr. Brown is like such a great character because he's a con artist. And like he does have like a kind of a redemption arc at the end.
Yeah, Mr. Banks is a great character, but we've seen that before, where Mr. Brown kind of feels like its own unique entity. And
like I don't like his performance in Mary Poppins. I don't think is anything spectacular until near the end when he goes to bed. Like before that, it's just he's kind of a funny duddy. And like, but Mr. Brown is funny beginning to end, and so is like Herbie is amazing.
Yeah.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. With so many remakes, would you like to see a Never-Ending Story remake?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like it to follow closely to the book. I'd like it to be a little longer because I actually, strangely enough, it's one of the few films I think is a little too short.
You know, a miniseries very similar to the book.
There you go. Yeah, that would
be really good.
Luke, thank you for the 100 bits. I just want to give Doug and Rob a personal thank you for finally showing I'm not the only one whose favorite live-action version is Burton's Batman over Nolan. Keaton/Nicholson for the win.
Yeah, that's always going to be my fave. I know I have a nostalgic connection to it, but I don't know. Again, it just seems like it's in its own definitive world that's definitely Batman, but it's also kind of its own unique thing, too.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. I have an idea for the next commercial special, the classic Goldfish ads from the 2000s.
People say that, and then I always watch them, and I'm just like, I never know what to say about it. I'm like, all right, well, these are fine, but I don't get much material out of them. Maybe I'm seeing the wrong ones. I don't know.
Really quick, Doug, did you see this? His Grace 95. I'm friends with David Tomlinson's son, James. He loved your commentary on his performance in The Love Bug.
Somebody, I think, told me that before. This person might have contacted me before because I remember.
That's super cool.
That. And unless there's two people that are friends with his son, could totally be. But I'm a big fan of his stuff.
Joel B, thank you for the 200 bits. Just watched the first 5 Rocky movies for the first time, and I loved it. 5th one was a bit lame, though. Is Rocky Balboa worth watching?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially
the 5th
after
one,
5.
Everything after 5 is sort of slightly an apology for 5. So
yeah,
it's both. It's everything after 5 is an apology for both 5 and in some ways 4.
Mm-hmm.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob thinks the best Mark Wahlberg performance is The Happening. What? No.
No. Show me another performance on planet Earth like that. It is the most original thing I've ever seen.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, here's an idea. Next year on Wednesday, April 24th, will be the 12th anniversary of Telltale's The Walking Dead. Maybe after Spider-Man 2, that could be your next palate cleanser game, and you could give your thoughts in a new NC gaming review segment. Plus, this would make up for the time you botched Star Wars Day with the Rugrats movie.
I'm definitely not doing an NC review because doing games just takes a whole lot of time. That's why I do them as Disney Decembers. But I might, especially with the anniversary, I might do that.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What kind of movies are you into, Rob? What kind of movies do you dislike?
I mean, I like most movies.
Almost genres
Sci-
that you talk about,
yeah, genres like sci-fi comedy, anime. I really like anime. Ones I don't like, some westerns I really like, but I'm very picky about them. And I'd say the biggest one is just uninventive horror movies. I'm watching Brad's like Friday the 13th like whole collection like reviews he did, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? After the first one, like there's a bit of a slog where I just feel like they're really uninteresting. I always like Nightmare on Elm Street more because they were creative, whereas Friday the 13th, I'm like, yeah, it's just cheap. It's the same thing again and again. So I love like a really good horror movie, but like a lot of them just are kind of cheap to me.
Real quick, it's just because I saw some comments. I do still have the fatigue and stuff. I'm gonna do that every once in a while. I just like looked like I passed out for a bit. I'm here. It's fine. That's just what happens.
Dragon's Toy, you read my mind. People were like, there's a little glitch, there's a hitch. And I was like, I'm not seeing anything on my end. So thank you for reading my mind, Dragon's Toy. I was just about to ask, but okay. All right. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your favorite and least favorite art styles in Across the Spider-Verse? And what do you hope the writers will touch up in the third film?
I don't know, least favorite? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could just go to the like the 60s animated cartoon where, you know, it's just like one movement like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's the idea.
I mean, I didn't have a least favorite art style.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the it's a toss-up between the Leonardo da Vinci one, which is pretty cool, and then in both films or the new one? I missed it. What's
they just said Across the Spider-Verse, so yeah, that's
Across the Spider-Verse. I'll say the Gwen universe. I thought the way the backgrounds kept changing, that was so comic book.
The watercolor graphic novel. Yeah, I really like that.
That's really cool.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Rob, have you seen Pixar's Elemental yet? It's surprisingly pretty good. It's not as cliched as you may think, and it might go down as one of Pixar's most underrated.
Yeah, it's
I'll check it out at some point, but it was not on my high up to-do list.
It's exactly what I thought it would be. The only thing I thought was really inventive was the stuff they do with the fire people, the different abilities they can do. I thought was really good. Like, you know, this glass window breaks, so she takes the pieces, eats it, spits it back out, molds it into a window and puts it back. Like, that shit's brilliant. A lot of the fire shit was really, really cool. Everything else I thought was exactly what I thought it would be. But it doesn't make it bad, it just makes it very predictable.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue for next week's Nostalgiaween review, please?
Charlie Brown is an asshole.
Interesting. All right. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for Rob. Did you watch the most recent Christmas episode of Bob's Burgers? It's called The Plate Before Christmas, and in my opinion, it's one of the best episodes, period.
Is that the one where they're like...
It's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, where she's supposed to read a poem or something, and that was one of the best episodes they've done ever.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, that was just flawless. That's maybe one of my new favorite, like, Christmas episodes of them, or just in general.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Choo choo, I murdered the Orient Express. Fantastic.
Well, you'll get a Haunting in Venice for that.
Ooh, nice. Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I think we already answered this, but I'll read it again. Here's a very important question. Would it be a terrible idea to go back to funny, lighthearted Batman content straight out of the Silver Age? I wouldn't necessarily say I hate the current tone of the franchise. Wait, no, I am.
Yeah, we said we wouldn't mind kind of experimenting with it like they are with Spider-Verse. Something like that would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think Batman does need a little bit of camp.
I agree.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Can we expect NC reviews of Barbie and Little Mermaid 2023 anytime soon?
Little Mermaid, I think, is like, might be like... Little Mermaid will be this year, I'll say that. And then Barbie will probably be next year.
Actually, just really quick, I realized something. The best use of Camp Batman lately... Harley Quinn show. And what they do with the whole Batman side of the story, the Bat family, the Bat Latchkey kids, is amazing and hilarious.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Bat Cheer addendum. Get Adam Sandler on the phone. He's the new Batman, and definitely not the last Adam to play the iconic, edgelord.
Who are you? I'm the Batman. Thanks, I'm gonna punch you now.
Fantastic. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry for all the recommendations. I know you're a busy man, but you should also check out No One Can Save You. It's a home/alien invasion film with Caitlin Dever. The film has never little dialogue, but Caitlin Denner acts it perfectly with just her expression. The third act kind of hurts the film for me, but overall, I think it's a good film with good tension to watch.
About halfway through it, knowing that about the third act doesn't make me want to finish it, but it also does make me a little intrigued. So I'll finish it up.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you see the tweet Nintendo of Japan made? Apparently Bowser thinks Peach is way sexier when she's a big, fat, chubby, chunky, morbidly obese elephant. Guess Bowser's a furry.
All right, DeviantArt, get started.
I mean, DeviantArt already did the minute the elephant power-ups became a thing.
No, honestly, there was some artist on DeviantArt who already had it done, and they were like, "What the fuck?" You just know it.
Absolutely. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 Laura Linney performances.
Oh Christ.
I honestly would probably throw Truman Show in there.
I want to say Abigail Adams, absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
There's a weird. It's not a good movie, but she's in this movie. Oh fuck, what's it called? Robin Williams becomes like president. It's not a good movie.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
But You Can Count on Me?
No, that's not it.
Okay, sorry.
But
Man of the Year?
Yes,
Man of the Year. That's it.
Thanks, chat.
It's a throwaway role, but she plays it so well. Like she's in like the most intense thriller. So that was great. And I know there's an obvious one I'm missing. Congo, clearly. No. I'll say Truman Show for now. I know I'm missing another one, but yeah, she's like scarily good.
Oh, John Adams.
Yeah, that's why I said Abigail Adams.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, I honestly, Truman Show, I think like it's such a weird role. And like, I think she plays that weird, like, I don't know. I really like it. Mm-hmm. It was that look she gave the camera when they're trying to like get away and she, like, so.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, maybe for next Nostalgiaween, you can review the animated movie Batman vs. Dracula. Here's a tease, Vampire Joker.
Shit. The title isn't grabbing me, but Vampire Joker, hell, they should have called it that. That piques my interest a little bit more. I might check it out.
Tunified Animations, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Again, sorry, I forgot to turn off the $10 alert there for the scares, y'all. Sadly can't stay because of time zones. Been a That Guy with the Glasses fan since 2008. Fun fact, a little while back, Doug on Facebook said he loved Undone. He never noticed that the actual director, Hisko Hulsing, commented and liked that post after being tagged. Good night.
What? I didn't know that. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, because that show's amazing. Both seasons. It's like a perfectly complete show. Anyone hasn't seen it. It's some of the same people that worked on BoJack Horseman as well, but something completely different. I can't. That's about as perfect a show as you can get. Like, yeah, anyone that hasn't seen it, definitely watch it. It's on is it Hulu or Prime? I'm pretty sure it's Prime.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Rob heard that Jack Black wants Pedro Pascal to voice Wario. Thoughts?
Is it any weirder than the other choices?
I was going to say, why the hell not?
I don't know. Pedro Pascal, I'm beginning to think there isn't anything he can't do.
I have not been, even in things that are terrible, like Wonder Woman 84, I'm like, well, he's amazing to watch. I'll give him that.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, Doug, Heather, have you seen Spy Family? It's a Japanese anime series about a spy who must quickly build a nuclear family and enroll a child in a prestigious school to infiltrate the inner circle of political leaders. It's more lighthearted and wholesome than it is political, with good family fun moments and mimetic shit-eating grins. I highly recommend it. Love Spy Family.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is a fun show. My sister-in-law got me into it because she was showing it to her niece, or my niece.
Oh, fun!
So, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's great.
Mm-hmm. Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Rob, if Koopalings were to be in a Mario sequel, who should voice them?
There's like 7 of them. God, who the hell knows?
Yeah, I have no clue. I keep, was it Rocky? Who's the big guy with the shades?
I'm forgetting.
My brain is going crazy too.
I
don't
used to
know.
remember. They used to
Roy?
be my favorite Cooper. Roy.
Yeah, Roy.
Thank
Give
you,
him to Keith
Oiram.
David.
Thank you, chat.
That's all I got. Give him to Keith David. That's all I've got.
Keith David, amazing. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Leica film do you prefer, Kubo and the Two Strings or Coraline?
Kubo.
That's rough for me. Man, I'll say Coraline, but just Kubo's like probably a better movie, but I think I prefer like Coraline and Paranorman.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the 1983 movie Cujo?
I only saw it recently, like maybe a year or two ago, and I couldn't believe how good it was.
I remember it being good, but I haven't seen that since I was like in high school or something.
Yeah, no, it was a legit good, scary movie, and the dog is scary, and it's again, that's a good example of like a simple idea, and King doesn't need to add all these. Well, no, the dog's an alien, and it goes back to a turtle that's actually moving the earth around.
It needs to gangbang with a bunch of other dogs to keep its psychic power going.
Yeah, it's just a crazy goddamn dog and this poor mother and child stuck in a car. That's all you need. Keep it simple.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. I was thinking, this is their casting for the Koopalings, Tom Felton as Ludwig, Jason Schwartzman as Iggy, Sarah Silverman as Lemmy, Jupil Rubel doing a TJ Miller impression as Roy, Kaylee Kokwo as Wendy, Thomas F. Wilson as Morton, and Jason Lee as Larry.
Good as anything we could come up with.
I was going to say about half of those people I know, and the ones I do know who they are, I agree.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. I originally had Mindy Kaling as Wendy, but I think at this point, Mindy's name might actually turn people away. Aw, poor Mindy.
She might come back. I think, I don't know. She's in a rough spot, whether you want to say it's her doing or not, but she'll come back. I think she's pretty lucky.
Is this still the Velma Daphne
coming
show?
off of Velma and stuff like that,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for Rob. If you've seen it, what are your thoughts on the Amelia Earhart episode of Bob's Burgers? Personally, I found it very inspiring.
I thought it was good. Actually, the hilarious thing is I did a school report on Amelia Earhart when I was a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
I some of my favorite people, like heroes, were all pilots. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a pilot. So I like kind of identified with that, like a little like. I didn't have the same hang up about I thought it sucked that she went missing, but I didn't have the same hang up that Louise did. But
no, it's funny because watching that again did make me realize when you read some of these people that are like so inspiring, so cool, it is such a shocker when you find like they have an unsatisfactory. Like Davy Crockett, I had the same reaction to. Like, what do you mean the Alamo? What do you mean they didn't win? What do you mean? Like, and I think it was the same thing with Amelia Earhart. I'm reading all this, and I'm like, what do you mean they can't find? Like, they just can't find her? What the hell are you talking about? Like,
well, it turns out the ocean's very big, and it was the 1930s. We still can't find a plane that went down in the ocean like 10 years ago.
I know, but when you're a kid, like that's so baffling to you. Like such a huge iconic name that you're like, wow, it's like, well, what do you mean we lost that person? Like it's I don't know. It's an interesting discovery when you're growing up.
Well, her whole thing being so upset about it made me laugh because it reminded me of a meme, and it was just like, you think you feel forgotten? Who's the guy that flew with Amelia Earhart? Like everybody knows Amelia Earhart. Like it's true. Like everybody remembers her. So.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Which games you guys know done an impressive job representing historical eras? I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is a great representation of the Old West. A lot of the Assassin's Creed games are actually really historically accurate.
Almost all of those Origin games are pretty damn close. Like the ancient Greece one, the Egyptian one, like it kind of frighteningly close sometimes.
And Last of Us is a great representation of the future.
Great. Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you have a favorite song from the 2010s?
I'm sure I do. I can't remember when songs come out.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm trying to think.
I was a System of a Down fan, so anything by them. Aerials.
I mean, were they still doing 2010s?
Is that 2010s?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, 2010s. Oh, I was pre-2010.
I'm just looking through songs. Love You. Love the Way You Lie. I thought was pretty good. I think I remember Ghost Inside being pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going through ones like I think I remember this. I think I remember that. Like, yeah, I'm just I'm not the one that it feels too close. You know what I mean? Like I just have to look at the list.
Yeah. Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. A Dark Tune request. Please review Cow and Chicken No Smoking episode. Just because the red guy, I mean the devil, stupid children censorship, is my favorite Cartoon Network villain and the funniest ever.
I've never seen that show. I know the intro. I've never seen the show, so maybe that'll be a good intro for it. So I will try my best.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Say, how about when Toy Story 5 comes out, we have a Toy Story month?
Maybe. That might be interesting. Yeah, there'd be one for every day of the month. We'll see. Not a bad idea.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think about the Hassan Minaj controversy? He told stories in his comedy act that turned out to not be true if you didn't know.
What do I know? Hassan Minaj.
Okay.
That sounds familiar.
I can only, so I don't know all of the nitty gritty of this, but when I see somebody perform a stand-up, I'm assuming it's all lies.
Right, or elaborated on.
This concept of like, well, he was making stuff up when he did a stand-up. I'm like, yeah, we're entertainers. That is literally what comedians do. So I don't like, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't get it. Again, I don't know every single thing about the nitty gritty of it, but when I heard like the basics of it, I was like, well, yeah, that's what every like comedian does. Like they're consummate liars.
Immunity. I know nothing about it. I think I've seen the guy in one or two things, but like I don't know him that well, so I didn't even know about this.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you are a saint for bringing Malcolm as the Devil and Meta Ayana back. The chart says this was a great thing that you did.
Oh, well, thank you. But I have my own chart, guys, so I don't need to hear that.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. One movie I'm surprised you haven't reviewed yet is the original Jumanji. It has the kid who voiced Chip the teacup from Beauty and the Beast and Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog with Sally in it. I even thought since you reviewed Small Soldier, you can make a joke saying, what is it with Kristen Dunst and killer toys in the 90s?
I think I have that on the list. A lot of people have been asking. Well, now people have grown up with that movie, so it might make sense to do. I might look into it sooner than later.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Mr. Burns moment?
Oh, man, so simple.
Yeah.
Just come on, Smithers. We'll take the spruce goose, or it's like this tiny wooden plane. Get in. Sir, I couldn't possibly fit in there. He points a gun at Smithers. I said, get in.
And
like
then
you
cuts.
they cut. You never know how it resolves. My favorite Mr. Burns moment.
Like, how did he get out of that? Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's just a perfect joke.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. I do agree that Dakota Fanning is a very great voice actress. Loved her as Satsuki in My Neighbor Totoro, Lilo in Lilo and Stitch 2, and Coraline, but I do have a few favorite live action performances from her, such as Uptown Girls, Push, The Secret Life of Bees, etc.
Yeah, I haven't seen them all. Just the ones I saw. I don't know. Fred Savage had kind of a similar problem. It's not that they're bad. They're not bad. They're just a little too adult. And some of the roles they play, they're supposed to be like genuine kids. And, you know, in something like Wonder Years, that works because he's looking back and kind of remembering as an adult, so that kind of works. But then something like, you know, The Wizard is like really bizarre. That's already a bizarre movie, to be fair. I kind of found the same thing with her, but I think that helps with voice acting because you have to, like, I don't want to say emote a little bit more, but it is a different type of performance. You have to get across more with your voice, and I think acting a bit more adult does help with that. So yeah, I didn't want to like throw under the bus and be like, she's a bad actress, because it's not that, but I think she had a better, I think she did voice acting a lot better than live action acting.
Pet Projects, thank you for the 100 bits. NC requests the 1987 animated film Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night, a bizarre ripoff of Disney's 1940 film.
Apparently Philo worked on that too. That's always one.
Really?
He's like, Dad, you ever need one on that? And he's like, oh, and it's terrible. It's so bad. I love when he talks about movies he worked on that were really bad. But I've never seen it. I have gotten requests for it. Yeah, I'll try to check it out at some point.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, am I correct to claim that you seem to have a habit of saying don't have a shtick or style? Because you often get annoyed by actors who do similar things in most movies. I can see where you're coming from, but branching out could end in disaster. Look up how people reacted to Tom Hanks in Elvis, for example.
Well, but No, you forget.
Oh.
Tom Hanks was a funny man, and then he branched out into drama. So, that's very much a good, if anything, going back to Elvis,
wish he
probably
would
return
go-
to form.
I know. I wish he would go back to comedy.
But no, it depends. And there's some people that just do the same thing all their lives, and they do it fine. Jack Nicholson has done the same thing all his life, and he does it great. So it just depends. It depends on how good they are on it, and how much they can bring to the role that can still make it last, or roles, I should say, the shtick, I should say, still make it last.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. It is perfect that Coraline was the review because last night I had a dream where Rob was the one who did Nostalgia Critic reviews, not Doug. It was somehow funnier than it already is.
Well, maybe because he's funnier. You ever think of that? No, because he's not, so it's okay.
Oh my gosh, Doug, that's your brother and he is. No, just kidding.
Well, fine. The crowd has spoken. I'll just be out. Can you believe the way?
Just go take a nap in the chair, Doug.
If anyone needs me, I'll be in my room.
Doug,
What kind
wake
of
up.
catchphrase is that?
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you going to see the re-release of Terrifier 2 in theaters? There will be a sneak peek of the third one.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not gonna have time. I'm already trying to catch up on so many other things. I had to cancel the shoot yesterday with all the actors and everything because I literally I couldn't even stand in the shower. I was so the fatigue hit me so bad. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Some things I'm gonna try my damnedest to see. Like I really want to see Five Nights at Freddy's. I've seen so many rip-off movies. I want to see the actual movie. So there's a couple things I'm gonna really try to force myself to see. But yeah, a lot of things is just catching up.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank these 2021 musical movies? Tick, Tick, Boom, In the Heights, West Side Story. West Side Story, I think, is number one for sure.
A part of me didn't want to say it, but it's like, yeah, I think it is. Actually,
it was so good.
West Side Story, Tick, Tick, Boom, In the Heights.
See, I would go West Side Story, In the Heights, Tick, Tick, Boom.
Me too.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Those last two were... maybe I agree with you guys. Definitely really West Side Story first.
You know what it is? In the Heights is more of a complete film, but what West Side Story does well, it does so well. It just surpasses like everything in those.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. One of the films Blake Edwards directed his wife Julie Andrews in, which is your favorite? Victor, Victoria, SOB, or 10?
You know, I've never seen any of them. I just heard SOB is bad. That's the only thing I've heard.
SOB, I wasn't really a big fan of.
What did you say?
10.
10? Okay. Spooky Elephant, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you guys be interested in the CG movie remasters? Think the original Toy Story exactly the same, but just with the animation quality of today's movies.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. You would think I wouldn't, because I'm normally so against that kind of thing. But I'm like, when I watch the original Toy Story, I'm like, yeah, it does look really. I would want both to be still available.
Yes,
so
that would be the big thing.
Any answer of yes, I would still means you can get the original somewhere. It's not fucking Star Wars, Lucas it.
I agree.
Sieber, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you familiar with the mid-2000s Care Bears movie? And would you make a review video on them if you haven't? I think it would be a very interesting video.
The only thing I know about Care Bears after I grew up watching is that there is one show where there's like a big robotic Care Bear, kind of like the Brain Body, where it's like a little head in this giant robot.
Care 9000.
It was something like that. I can't remember. And that's all I remember
will melt your
about
heart
it.
with my laser eyes.
And I do not know anything about a movie or anything else, so I guess I can look into it, but I don't know if I'm the OG Care Bear fan, you know what I mean? I'm just like, and even that's pretty stupid. I only like talking about it because I grew up with it, so probably not.
I think the OG Care Bear fan was buying the greeting cards with the
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Of the later Hollywood big grand musicals, by the way, I'm a lover of, which would you say are best? Oliver, 1776, Hello, Dolly, Tom Sawyer, Scrooge. I love all of them. I watch Scrooge every December.
I'm not a fan of most of those. I'll probably say Oliver.
I haven't seen 1776, but yeah, I actually do really like Oliver. It's got a few problems, but I don't know. I'm always one of those people where I'm like, I don't care if it took the Oscar from 2001. I still think it's a really, really good movie.
Out of that set, I'll probably go Oliver.
Bill Sykes is still fucking
It's got the most, I will say, Oliver has the most memorable performances.
Mm-hmm.
Even though half the songs I can't stand. But, like, yeah.
Darth Payne, thank you for the 100 bits. Go Team Venture!
Form
Venture.
of Team... wait, what was Brock's
That's your wrong sibling.
Oh, no, wait. Go Team Venture! I don't know, they just do that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. After this stream, I'm going to watch Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Doug and Rob, do you have a favorite Abbott and Costello movie?
I think that's it.
I don't think I've actually seen one all the way through, and I probably should. But I've seen
The Great Race. That's dedicated to them.
There you go. No, it's Laurel and Hardy that was dedicated.
Oh, that's right. That was Laurel and Hardy. Oh, yeah.
But,
wait, Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of clips
The
from
Who's
their
on
stuff, and they're
First?
great.
Which movie is the Who's on First bit from?
I don't know. Like I said, I've seen so many bits, and they are fantastic. I don't know why I haven't just sat down and watched an entire movie. So I probably should. Maybe I will this Halloween.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, everyone. Heather, since next month Doctor Who returns, I'm rewatching the spinoff, The Sarah Jane Adventures. Did you see any episodes? No. No, I have not.
I had a friend who watched him, but I didn't get around to a lot of the spin-offs. A lot of those, like, movies, Doctor Who movies over the decades, I haven't seen either.
Same. People are saying naughty 90s. Is that where the Who's on First bit came from, maybe?
Oh, that sounds right. I've heard it connected that before. It sounds right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 300 bits. Would you agree that Disney Zorro TV series is the best version of the character besides the 1940 Tyrone Power film?
I remember it being good. I haven't seen it in a long time. My guess is there's some things that probably haven't aged that great. But I remember growing up with it and being pretty into it.
I thought it was good.
Sure.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. This is a follow-up to that one. Guy Williams, to me, is the definitive Zorro/Don Diego. He is able to be suave, charming, funny, smart, angry. Plus, think about it. You have a series in the 50s where a majority of the Latino characters are played by Latinos.
Not all of them, though. Oh, wait. You know what's funny? I was thinking of the guy from like Babes in Toyland and stuff like that. But what was he supposed to be? The more I think about it,
the mute. You're talking about the
no, not the mute. The big guy. The big guy.
Oh, the sergeant.
Yeah.
Comandante.
Yeah, like I don't think he was Mexican. I mean, again, I'm really nitpicking.
I don't know. I never thought of it, and it's all black and white. So,
well, boom, there you go. But no, it is funny because when I think of like you say Zorro. You just say the word. What's the first name pops in my head? Like I do think of that intro, the Zorro, and I do think of him even before Antonio.
I hate to say it. I always think of the Disney show first when I hear Zorro.
Yeah, so maybe you have a point there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Alan Partridge is played by Steve Coogan. He was one of Nick Angel's superiors at the beginning of Hot Fuzz.
Okay, that's so funny. So I was looking at him like that was the name of that actor, and I'm thinking like there's another guy who looks and sounds like this. It was like Steve something. And it's like, okay, so Alan Partridge is the name of a character that's played by Steve Coogan. Okay, so I've definitely seen Steve Coogan in a lot of stuff. But I've seen nothing of Alan Partridge then. So okay, good. That at least clarifies it a bit. I will try to check it out.
Exile, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, will there be a chance we would see you stream the Resident Evil games?
Maybe we talked about a little bit at some point. It might make sense to. I've never played one before, so except once I think on like James and Mike Mondays or something like that. We tried playing when we couldn't even get past like the first level because the camera movements were so bad. So I like to play a good one.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Not to get political, but Rob's impression of Ralph Bashki sounds like Seth Meyers' impression of Rudy Giuliani.
Okay.
There you go.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite hour-long episode of The Twilight Zone?
It's funny. Walter just talked about it. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it has my favorite intro. I think it's called In His Image. And it's just like the craziest fucking intro. This guy's just waiting for a train, and this old lady comes up to him and starts shouting at him, yelling at him, and then he starts hearing like this noise in his head, and he's going crazy while she's yelling. Then he grabs her and throws her in front of the train. The train runs her over, and he just holds his hand and he runs out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this episode about? I've had so many questions just in that first few minutes, and that's still like my favorite intro to any Twilight Zone, to a point where I'm like, I remember the rest of it being good, but nothing topped that intro. I think it was called In His Image.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact about Secondhand Lions, Travis Willingham, the voice actor of Roy Mustang in Full Metal Alchemist, is an extra on the film and actually got beaten by Robert Duvall. He did pay him back.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. Hyper Devil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't remember which season of The Simpsons this was in, but one of the Treehouse of Horror segments was a parody of Coraline. It's called Cora Lisa IIRC. Have you seen that segment? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I think so.
Probably after I stopped watching. So.
It's a lot of the recent one, because I do still try to see the Halloween one. You can watch them all on Disney Plus, by the way. They have a section where you can just marathon all the Halloween episodes in order, which is phenomenal. I love that. That's such a brilliant move. And they have one that I did see, and it was very clear. This was one of the most brilliant things I ever did. Did you ever see this one, Heather, where they did Death Note?
Yes,
and they
I
actually
did see that one.
That was so brilliant.
That was really cool.
Just changing the art style made it so much funnier. Like, a lot of their usual jokes just became instantly funnier because it was that art style. And I thought that was so smart. My favorite thing they do, honestly, in the newer episodes is whenever they do bring in a different art style. I think it really, really helps a great deal.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. A movie suggestion I have, if you haven't seen it, is Ready or Not from 2019. It's a Canadian horror film made by a couple of rock musicians with a majority of practical effects.
I have seen that. I didn't know it's Canadian. That's funny. Yes, I thought it was a very funny movie. Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen it, it's a lot of fun.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 100 bits. If the NC ever reviews American Pop, like he has teased, Rob's Bakshi needs to kidnap Doug and take over the review so the studio doesn't F it up.
Studio!
Yeah, I don't know what we would do next for that. Like, maybe Wizards. That'd be kind of a fun one to do. But yeah, American Pop is like his... Yeah, American Pop
that's
is
his masterpiece.
Yeah.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry if I get this wrong, but Other Heather, why was there no watch party stream last night? Did Doug fall asleep again or something? Yesterday was not a Tournament Tuesday day, so it had nothing to do with Doug. It was just a filming day, so we didn't have anything organized for Tournament Tuesday.
But good to know, even if it did, I still wouldn't be able to make it, because like I said, I canceled the shoot because I was sick.
Yep. Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do an NC on the Paddington movies?
Maybe. I do like them. It is one of those series where I'm like, I don't know what to add to it. They're just so
charming.
You know, just so amazingly charming, very clearly charming. I don't know what I could really add to it that'd be like, well, look at it from this point of view, you know, kind of thing.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the live-action G.I. Joe films.
I only saw the first one, which I thought was very boring, with the exception of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was just a ball. And then I never saw the other one. So that's another one a lot of people ask for it. So maybe somewhere down the line.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Any plans for another NC review of a Disney Renaissance movie you haven't touched yet, like Rescue is Down Under, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas, or Hercules?
Yeah, we'll get around to them. It is one of those where I'm like, I figure at some point I'll finish them up at one, but I know what are like 5 or 6 left or something. I don't know if it'll be like, I'll do them all in 1 year or something like that, but you know, I'll get to them because I do like talking about them.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. A very polarizing question. If you've heard either of them, do you like I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys or Bye 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 by NSYNC more?
None of the above.
Boy, they really sounded like them. I want it that way. Bye, 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 bye. Like, it's just a little similar.
Oh, Doug, you're so naive. They're totally different.
Clearly.
Sure they are.
I guess I'll say bye, 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 because it's like, if I'm gonna listen to it, I'm gonna bop my head to it, so I might as well do that.
You've chosen correctly. I was always more of an NSYNC girly, so I would choose Bye 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 over I Want It That Way, but that's just me.
Now, which one did Everybody Rock Your Body? Because that one I like.
That's Backstreet Boys. It's literally, I was going to say, it's literally the lyrics, Doug.
Rock your body.
I thought that was a legit fun song.
Nick Oswald, thank you for the 100 bits. Can we expect Nostalgiaween reviews for these movies in the future? Simple yes or no responses will do. Oh, yeah, because there's quite a few. So, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes, I want to.
Corpse Bride.
Maybe.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Nah, probably not.
The Saw films.
Probably not.
The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Probably.
I, Frankenstein.
Nah, nobody even knows what that is anymore.
Dracula Untold.
Same thing. Nobody knows what that is anymore.
Frankenweenie.
Maybe. I like that one. Yeah.
And that's it for now. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Where do you think the climax for the MCU X-Men should take place? I could see a fight on Mount Rushmore, like in North by Northwest.
I'm trying to think of someplace like a big landmark that hasn't been done yet. And it has been done in North by Northwest. I don't know.
The Seattle Space Needle.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I always thought you could do. No, fuck, a roller coaster. Why has there not been a big fight on a roller coaster yet? I am so pissed off with all.
No, you know what? Fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man Homecoming teased that. They crashed at Coney Island. I'm like, finally, we're gonna get a roller coaster.
I don't know why I haven't gotten this yet.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey crew, I was wondering, what is your favorite misuse of an epic choir you've seen in media? I love the Juggernaut theme in Deadpool 2, where it's just a bunch of people saying, holy shitballs.
In maybe the last Matrix movie, and I love the music in the last Matrix movies, but I mean, like, you know, it's just Neo and Agent Smith running towards each other. And I'm just like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's like, oh my god.
Are we talking intentionally funny? Because I would also vote whenever that Damien kid in South Park would show up and Rectus Dominus.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And Airplane with its choir at the end.
They can't hit the last note.
They can't hit the last note.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Sieber, thank you for the 100 bits. The robotic Care Bear you're thinking of is named Grizzle. He's from the 2007 movie Oopsie Does It and the show Adventures in Care-a-Lot. Hope this helps.
That just sounds
that sounds so wrong. Just Oopsie Does It.
Yeah, it sounds like a Care Bear that shits itself or something, like toy or something.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Nick Oswald, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you also plan on reviewing Wallace and Gromit's Curse of the Were-Rabbit for Nostalgiaween in the future? On that claymation film note, can we also expect a review of Chicken Run before the Netflix sequel comes out? I cannot believe we're getting a sequel after 23 years since its predecessor.
Yeah, weird. Probably not, because both of those I think are all right. I don't know. I feel like that studio's done a lot more interesting stuff, and that's not their most interesting. So, but I could be wrong, and maybe I'll suddenly see the genius of it and do a review.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Joe Dante film, The Howling?
You know, I'm trying to remember, have I seen this one? I don't think I've seen it. I think that's one that's always been on the list, and I never got around to it. I remember seeing the cover, but I'm trying to let me look at some images real quick. No, I've never seen this movie, and I've always wanted to. Maybe I'll try to check it out this year. Yeah, because I like Joe Dante.
I haven't seen it either, and I like Joe Dante.
I was gonna say, maybe we can see it like.
I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't realize that was Joe Dante. Like,
I knew it was, but I never got around to it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these October nights or something like that we can put it on.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for all of you: have you played or heard of the Life is Strange games?
I've heard of it. I hear they're good.
I've not played it
though.
I've played all of them. I love the Life is Strange games. Would recommend. The Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you remember that old commercial for Mortal Kombat back in 1993? I liked it when the newest one with Dave Bautista did a callback to it.
If you're talking about the one where the song comes from, I think the Mortal Kombat. I think that's the first time I heard that song. Yeah, and that really was how kids felt too, because we love playing the arcade game. Then just the idea, like, it's coming home, you can play now. Just all the kids are like rushing the street, just like, it is time. Like, that was such a major game. Yeah, that's like, you got to put in a code to get the blood. It's like, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. My favorite is the careful. You got it. Sorry, my wife's trying to close the door here and not hit the light back here. I got it. Okay. My favorite is that when I think Yeah, I think it's like Kano's supposed to like take out your heart, but because it didn't have the blood, it looks like he just pulls like a chest hair out and holds it up. It's the funniest thing.
That is really funny. Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, me again. Rob, is there still a plan to do a 50 Shades review using sock puppets?
I would do it if Doug would go along with it.
But we'd have to sit through the movies, and I don't know if I
And
want
that
to
is,
do that.
I will say, my biggest problem with the movies is that overall they were incredibly boring.
They're just so boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the book's hilarious.
Yeah, no, the books,
Yeah.
the books are really funny, and the movie just, not so much. So I don't know.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. One film that deserves way more attention is The 7% Solution. It stars Merlin from Excalibur as Sherlock Holmes, and he gives just as great a performance. It's a different take, but it's super entertaining. Have you watched it?
I've seen parts of it. And that's another one where I want to see.
Nicole Williamson is in it, yeah.
Yeah, and he's great at everything. And what an amazing Sherlock he would be.
I know.
It's one, I've seen bits of it. Good scenes I've seen too, where I'm like, man, I really want to see more of that, but I've never gotten a chance to sit down and watch all of it. I have it on one of those lists of like movies I need to watch, but again, I mean, this thing, it's gonna take a while. I mean, it already takes a while to get around to watching stuff, but now with the fatigue and everything, it's gonna take longer.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Rob, what are some of your favorite Siskel and Ebert reviews and why?
The ones.
The Lost World one.
Oh, that one's great.
Which had my favorite moment with Ebert, just this long silence when Siskel was just like, point being, I would not give my son a dinosaur for a pet. And Ebert just stared at him like, the fuck are you talking about? And then he just like turns to the camera like, well, coming up next. Two,
I have not. So I did a video on it, nostalgic like funniest Siskel and Ebert review, so you can watch that. But two, I did not get a chance to talk about. One is a positive review. I love the review of Ed Wood. That is just such a feel-good review to watch. But then the review of I think it's like The Journey of Yellow Dog or The Way Home or something. It's a very forgettable movie, but Ebert absolutely schools Siskel on his review. He actually like catches him and he can't get his way out of it. Siskel says the movie is about one thing and Ebert says, that's completely wrong. You say it's about this and you can't name one shot where that is going on, can you? And Siskel says, well, I think of blah, blah, blah. And Ebert just goes, can you? And he just thinks, he's like, well, the spirit of the movie I thought was really about this. And he just smiles like, yeah, I fucking got you.
I really enjoy their Friday the 13th reviews because they're so angry old boomers.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
These kids nowadays with their violence and sex on the big screen and it's foreign reference. It's just like so ridiculous.
So my bad. I misread the question. They wanted to know your least favorite Siskel and Ebert reviews.
Oh, well, that would also be the Friday the 13th reviews are really just fucking ridiculous.
Maybe I think Ebert went back later and redid this, but the review of Unforgiven is unforgivable. They completely missed the idea of what the movie was about. Really, there wasn't much action in it, and Eastwood's good at getting, like, making it exciting. It was very dull. It completely missed the idea. And I think Ebert went back later and did another review of it. But yeah, that's one where I'm just like, how could you just miss the idea?
The OG Gripper, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, been a big fan since I was in middle school. Now I'm 25, and me and my boyfriend love watching the classic reviews and the new ones.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for watching for so long.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure how you feel about any of these films, but my list of the 8 worst films I've seen are Maleficent, About a Boy, American Beauty, I Lost My Body Only Yesterday, Mirai no Mira, The Weatherman, Heartbreakers. I despise these with a burning passion.
I don't know if I despise many of them, but I don't like a lot of them.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, do you think a Life is Strange series could work? Just need the right casting for Max and Chloe. Hot take, no. I don't think so. I think that part of the joys of a game like Life is Strange, much like a Telltale game, is that you build your own story and your choices have consequences, and I don't know how they would replicate that in a series. You know?
Unless it's a choose your own adventure.
Right. Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Besides Blake Edwards mocking Hollywood and SOB, another reason to watch it is Julie Andrews shows her breasts.
Yeah, that's
a
how I
reason
found out
not
about
to
it.
watch it. That's,
that's
too weird.
That's how I found out about it.
Not gonna lie, that does not turn me on. Like, I'll take
Mary
almost
Poppins.
any. Yeah, like, I guess if you're on DeviantArt and it's like, I want to see Mary Poppins topless, sure. But, like, that's not one of my kinks, so.
Here's double your spoonful of sugar.
Yeah. A little bit of milk.
Makes the medicine go up.
Cream.
My God.
Cream and sugar.
Oh, we've let this go on far enough. No, I'm just kidding. Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. I was referring to the commercial for the Mortal Kombat games released to home consoles.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I remember this being pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's actually it for the bit messages. I rushed in the beginning, but we caught up fast. So, phew, thank goodness.
Sweet.
Dino Man says, Doug and Rob, what film do you think ripped off Animal House the best? For me, Midnight Madness, one I grew up with, and it's so fun and stupid, and I love it dearly much. I love the stereotypes and odd jokes. Also, studios make more movies where a kid looks through a telescope at a woman undressing herself. Don't take that out of context.
Oh my wife will like love you forever for saying that, because that's one of her favorite movies. But yeah, no, I'd say Midnight Madness is definitely.
Yeah, it's so bizarrely awkward and awkwardly bizarre, but both like intentionally funny and unintentionally funny. And
during Disney's throw whatever shit they can at the wall and see what sticks face.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like, the stuff that's good about is also what's bad about, and the stuff that's bad about is also what's good about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Matt Gamer says, hey guys, I'm very happy you got the studio back. Just don't piss off the man upstairs again, Doug. JK, lol.
Wait until Christmas where we bring Santa Christ back.
Lou says, boo, thank you for the 100 bits. Have y'all seen the original animated BFG movie? The giants in this version terrified me as a kid. Fun fact, this is the only movie adaptation Roald Dahl adored.
Yes, and I liked it. That was my introduction to the story, and then I read the book afterwards. I thought it really got the laid back nature of the story very well. And again, I feel bad because you can tell Spielberg's trying to do something like that. He's just not that great at it. So yeah, I think that's the better version of the two.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the Boogeyman? I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it.
I thought it was so generic and forgettable. The only reason we finished it, that's another one my wife put on, and we got about halfway through, and I'm just like, I'm so bored. And she's like, oh, maybe it has a good ending or something like that. And about like the last 10 minutes, she was on her phone playing games. I'm like, I'm watching this for you, goddammit. And she's just like, oh, okay. And she put her phone down. Let's finish this. Only 10 minutes.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched The Lost Boys for the first time, and I gotta say, this is one of the funniest quotes I've ever heard. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. You wait till mom finds out, buddy.
I love that movie.
So much. And if you told me, without seeing his other stuff, like, this guy is going to take over as the director of Batman, wouldn't you be like, sold? Absolutely. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what this guy does.
Oh yeah, the studio wanted him to make something like that, but they didn't.
Lord R. Wolfen says, Doug, 2 weeks ago you reviewed the Flash movie and you didn't make a Pauly Shore joke when Ezra Miller laughed. So, congratulations, you've ruined my Halloween.
I didn't, because I think Honest Trailers already did, and I didn't want to steal their material. So blame them.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the Child's Play remake? I personally have mixed thoughts.
No, I always have it. That's another one that's always on like my queue to watch and stuff like that. That's usually what I hear, but the fact that there's mixed thoughts at all is interesting. Because I just thought, well, that'll just be crap. Nothing. It looks dumb. But everyone's like, no, there's an idea there. And getting Mark Hamill in there and giving it like an AI, and it kind of wants to protect the kid. Kind of like what Megan eventually did too and stuff like that. Like I hear there's an idea in there. It's just not fully realized, but it's almost realized.
Lord R. Wolfen says, Doug, 2 weeks ago... Oh, I just read that, sorry. Dino Man says, Doug, can we get a hint to the new subject in Disney-cember this year? Maybe you finally decide to do nature documentaries that are heart-pumping and investigating. I have issues.
Yeah, don't worry. No lemmings are tossed off cliffs for these nature documentaries. No, it is... a studio that I didn't even know Disney owned until years later.
Interesting.
That's definitely made some movies that I've reviewed on Nostalgia Critic already, and some of them I'm really excited to go back and talk about in a different manner.
Oliver Dreamwalker says, Doug, are you going to read the One Piece manga, or are you going to wait for the second season of the live action?
I'm not going to have time. I know I'm not. I take it back. I'd love to watch a little bit of the anime just to see how they did certain things. Because the biggest question I have
come over to Uncle Rob's house. I'll show you some One Piece anime.
No, but I mean, like,
you let me know when you do that. I want in.
My biggest
I never showed it to you because I thought you were gonna hate it, and then you're like, "Well, this live action show is great." I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
Well, I've seen clips of it. Honestly, it looks like it can't be up my alley for how, like, just the crazy worlds and stuff like that. But my biggest question is how they handle Luffy, because in the show he's so charming and he does such a good job, but like a lot of it you have to see the expressions and stuff like that. Whenever I see the anime, the eyes are really big and he has kind of these dot eyes and the big smile and he's always like that. So I'm wondering how they do that in that style. I guess they could just change the drawing style, can't they? But I'm wondering how they handle the more like emotional moments and the smaller moments and stuff like that. Because obviously that's a big part of his charm as well. So
he does have this weird 1,000-yard stare in the anime with these big bug eyes that are just staring straight ahead.
So
which is something I did not see in the live action show. I was just like, oh, I guess they finally drew the line there.
But that's why I'm curious how they're gonna do like the more, like a better way of putting it, subtle moments, dramatic moments, I should say, with him in that art.
Japanese, Doug. There are none.
Yeah, I know.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. After you working with CinemaSins so much, I would love to see a crossover with Cinema Wins in some form. He does a great job going in depth regarding themes, story, characters, even down to color choices. Please and thank you.
Yeah, no, you're not the only one to ask for that. Some people have asked for that before. I think with crossovers, excuse me, voice is going. I think the big thing that's on my mind is that I don't really want to do a crossover unless I kind of feel like there's no other way to review something. So I think I would have to look more into his library and sort of see like what he's talked about in great detail and be like, okay, can like this person add something that like I couldn't, or is this person more brushed up on a subject than I am that I really want to talk about? Like with the SpongeBob movie, that made sense to bring in Fandom Strider because I like SpongeBob, but I'm not an expert on it. I need an expert to talk about it. So I'll try to look more into the library and see if there's something that makes sense.
Liberalita, thank you for the I think the 100 bits was supposed to go through and it didn't. I just see the introduction here, so I'm just going to read it. Hi guys, been watching since Timothy Green. Sorry if you got this question before, but have you seen the live action One Piece? It feels like something you would really enjoy.
Oh yeah, absolutely loved it. Oh my God. Fucking loved it. And
it was good.
The new Castlevania, I loved it a lot too, man. I don't know.
You did not tell me that was going to be Rondo of Blood. I thought it was still connected to like Castlevania 3 and the other anime, and I'm like, oh, this is like we're in France now. Yeah, 200 years later. Okay.
And I don't know. I think Netflix is kind of on a roll right now between One Piece and this new Castlevania. Yeah, both of them I was really impressed by, and I can't wait to see more.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100.
Oh, wait. Heather.
Sorry,
Can I read this? Because all of this punctuation and these awkward periods, I just have to do this in walking.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think you will ever do an NC on Revenge of the Sith? I know you have problems with the movie, but I'm curious. Why? Your mixed thoughts. There you go.
Okay. I did do a Disney December on it. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll do like the prequels or something, but I don't know. I don't know if there's that much more we can add that everyone else hasn't already done.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a scene in Only Murders where Martin Short helps with his grandson's school play by offering the kids a bag of Skittles as a reward. He then tells his son, they used to do the same thing with Judy Garland, except it was a bag of amphetamines.
Woof. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true.
Power Gamer says, favorite hand-drawn CG and stop-motion animated films. Theirs are Beauty and the Beast, The Lego Movie, and Del Toro's Pinocchio.
Fantasia. Toss up. I don't know. Is it Inside Out or Across the Spider-Verse? Now I don't know. One of those. And then stop motion. Fuck. Maybe Paranorman? I don't know. That one I'd have to really think about.
For stop motion, one of the Leicas, definitely. I don't know if I can narrow one down. Hand-drawn Millennium Actress by Satoshi Kon.
Ooh, good choice.
And then what? Oh, CGI. Ooh. Boy, that's tough because there's a lot of good ones. What did? Actually, yes. I'll go with Spider-Verse.
Cool. Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Disney-summer for the Brandy Cinderella movie. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I literally just saw it. I haven't recorded my review of it yet, and it's exactly what you would expect it to be. Like, the stuff that doesn't work is also what works about it. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies where you have on to talk about who sings well, who doesn't, the dresses, the choreography, and say, like, it's a movie made to talk over. And I think on that level, it works fine. Brandy's fascinating to watch that because she just so looks like, like she just, I don't know. She's so likable in how kind of naive she comes across, but how happy she comes across and everything. So even when she's doing such a bad job, she's so much fun. Like, why? What do you mean? Like that, she'll just have like the big wide eyes and everything. And I'm like, that's terrible, but I love watching you and you're so adorable too. I don't know. It's such a combination of so many things. But another neat thing I didn't know about, Rob Marshall, I guess, choreographed the whole thing. And like a lot of the camera work and stuff like that. And the dancing is very well done. So it makes sense he would go on to do like, Chicago and stuff like that.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Is next week's review the horror movie Trick or Treat? That movie's amazing.
It's not Trick or Treat.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you should check out Amelie on YouTube. She's an anime voice actor / singer. She recently dubbed Uta from One Piece Red film and did her own dub version of the songs. But my favorite song is Black Light, or Backlight rather. You should definitely check it out.
How do you spell the name?
Amallee.
And no space or anything?
Nope.
Okay, this is probably her. Because I feel like I've seen one or two things like that where people have done like animatics and stuff like that of songs and re-records and stuff. Okay, no, this is not ringing a bell. Okay, I will try to check her out.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Disney didn't want to give basically any funding for Cinderella, so Whitney stepped up and funded the majority of the production herself.
Yeah, which is also what's kind of fun about it. The fairy godmother gets a much bigger role because of it. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to say whether it's good or bad. I just feel like if you want to see Whitney Houston and Brandy in Roger and Hammerstein Cinderella, you're going to get exactly what you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, it does not disappoint.
Dino Man says, rank these 5 films which are considered some of the best films ever by many people. Godfather, Citizen Kane, 2001 A Space Odyssey, Goodfellas, and Shawshank. There it is.
Man, okay. Citizen Kane, 2001, Godfather. Was there one I said? Oh,
Goodfellas and Shawshank.
Yeah, Goodfellas and Shawshank. That'd be my list. List.
Lord R. Wolfen says, okay, got that out of the way before New York Comic Con tomorrow. Maybe I could get Dante Bosco to do an interview for my YouTube channel. Wish me luck.
Go for it. Hope it goes well.
Cartoon Dictator says, have you seen Big City Greens?
No, I hear it's good. I see it recommended and stuff, but I've never seen it.
Sailor Aaron says, I love the Siskel and Ebert review of Kiki's Delivery Service. Siskel talks about his son and how he was into the film. It's just so wholesome and delightful, just like the movie.
That is a great review. That's actually, like, we saw that review, and I was like, I gotta see this movie.
It's funny because I stumbled across that film. I think I stumbled across it. I saw the review first, but I didn't recognize it, you know what I mean, as that film. So it was just on Disney Channel one day. And same thing, I'm a little boy, I don't want to watch girly stuff, but I was just like immediately drawn in to how like quiet and mature the movie was and how like charming it was. I just immediately wanted to know how this world worked and everything. I'm
a basic bitch. It had me at Phil Hartman as a cat.
That too.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the new Futurama?
I liked it. There's, as I'm sure many people pointed out, a few episodes that do not work and are really puzzling. But for the most part, I thought it was pretty fun.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Disneycember for the Newsies musical. I think you'd like it more than the movie. Jeremy Jordan plays the lead, and he voiced Varian and sang the song for the Tangled series.
That's all you, Doug. I'm not doing Newsies.
I love Newsies.
I was gonna say, I bet it'd be a lot better as a Broadway show. So,
it's so good as a show.
Yeah, I might do. You know, it's funny because
I saw it because my wife made me watch it. It was fine.
Because I'm supposed, one of the ones on the list was was it Valerian or Valiant? And I watched the first few minutes, it wasn't grabbing me, and I'm always like, if I find something else to replace it, I will. And I'm like, Newsies might be interesting, so maybe I'll do that one.
When it's 8 o'clock. Sorry, I was
there you go.
just about to look over, but yeah, it is 8 o'clock. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm doing a quick check. I'm pretty sure Tamara, she is. Tamara is live. So we are going to go over and raid Tamara. Hold on.
Raid Tamara. Raid Tamara.
Tamara Chambers. Go. Okay, amazing. All right, thank you again, everyone, so much for hanging out here today. We really appreciate it. We do have content here 5 days a week, so please come on back and hang out. Tamara will be here tomorrow as well. Friday, Doug will not be here, but Malcolm will be here. So please come see and hang out with Malcolm.
Will be played by Malcolm.
Yes, the part of Doug will be played by Malcolm indeed, Rob. And then we'll be back on Monday and start the whole process all over again. So have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye.